Blitz time, and we are back. It feels like, well, an eternity since we was last doing these precaps. I mean, this season's been extremely long. It's been that long, I've even aged a year. That's how long it's been. I'm now the grand old age of 45, maybe look about 85, but we ain't going to go with that. But we are back, and I'm not going to lie, I am about to peer pressure. People wanted Europe doing. And I was like, they're not even done. They're not even done. There's only 19 we don't do it. And Shaky was like, oh, yeah, I already done. And then I was like, well, we're not going to. But then I realised that actually Dragoon and Shaky got to be done on it. Because we know much Dragoon like Shaky. So I thought, you know what, we'll do that. The other issue we had as well was that I've got two guests and both of them are with me in Weld. So if we did well, then that's 3 of us out the 8. So I just thought, well, maybe that's not as much fun. And then obviously the Americans, it's probably about 1, 2 o'clock where they are now, or 3 o'clock or whatever, and they'll probably at work or doing other shit. So we came back to Europe. So what we've basically done, or what Dragoon's done for us, is basically he's done the Grundy Bell Boys, what obviously is the Grand Bell Boys, and we'll have a look at that team and talk about that team as well. We will then pick our 3, so because obviously 2 teams make the playoffs, but there's 2 wildcard spots out the three player pools as well. So we'll do that as well. And then, obviously, bold prediction, what we've done before in the MML Pros and, obviously, Challenge. We're going to do that in Blitz this time round as well, so it'll be a lot of fun. So, who is with me? Well, Shaky Dog's biggest fan, Dragoon, is with me. So, evening, Dragoon. Glad you could join us.
Evening. Chances going to win it again.
Yeah, you think so, do you? Yeah, I'm sure he'll love that.
100%.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. And obviously, making his debut on, obviously, Bernie's stream, and obviously he will be making his debut in Blitz. And he's obviously a really cool guy, because not only is he moving to live near me, 20 minutes away, so that's kind of cool. And he's obviously kind of cool, and he's Scottish as well, so he's got to be cool because he's Scottish. But more importantly, he's at the Elven Union, like I am. So the guy's just really, really cool. He is the one and only Jock. Evening, Jock.
Evening, Bernie. Evening, Dragoon. It's good to be here for the first time. So
it is. It is. Now remember his nice, sexy Scottish voice, because give it about a year, it'll be like, "Hey up, lads. How is it like Yorkshire tea, love? Yeah, lovely." It's gonna be like, cause we've got Dragoon saying it. He's trying to clear. Dragoon was going, "Hey up, love," and all this shit. He's trying to make out as a Newcastle accent, a fucking Geordie accent. Geordie accent is not a Yorkshire accent. Everybody knows that. So we've already had that, and that was the reason why we.
You do know, Bernie, that they just say a Geordie is a Scotsman with their heads bashed in.
Yeah, probably is. Or it's a Geordie who wants to be a Scottishman. I don't know. Or post
let me just write Jock's team down on my list. Yeah.
I haven't checked it, but is Dragoon orcs and taking a few bashings to the head, perhaps? You know, keeping character, being a Geordie.
Well, I mean, what can I say? Who's Eddie Jaws?
Hey, don't you bring my Eddie Jaws into it? It's not even. This is Blitz. This is. Well, then again, I did side Eddie Jaws and I for Timble, so I don't know.
Yes,
yeah,
you did.
I did. We've got people in the chat. Max in the chat, V-Powers in the chat, DeMarco's in the chat, and I think we've had Shaky in the chat as well. So yeah, we decided to do Europe because it seems like everybody wanted to do Europe. So we thought, you know what? We will give what everybody wants, apart from Chase, who probably hates us because he probably thought we should do well. Jock is the only one of you 3 I understand when speaking. What? What?
What do you mean?
Look, you're from Greece, so don't even go there. Don't even go there. You know, so I think he's from Greece. I'm guessing he's from Greece. Although, to be fair, DeMarco's, he's one of those guys hate because he works at the gym, he's got a great body, he's a good-looking guy, you know, and he's usually a nice guy, so, you know, he's an alright guy. I like him, but, you know, that's smack talk, that. Shaky Dog, yes, I thought it was it was supposed to be the well player pool, but obviously we went down to peer pressure. And Dragoon created the Grundy Bell Boys, so we're all right. We're all right. Hot tub streams, just yes, DeMarco. I'm gonna start doing hot tub streams just for you, mate. I always said you was my bro. Yeah, definitely. Make sure it's the females though, not you though, mate. You know, I like you, but not in that way. You know, and this is how we go. I was trying to explain to Jock, we're not professional, and he's supposed to go Blitz, and already we're talking about Greek men in hot tubs for me, you know. what
It's a
we're
bit of a
missing...
segue, but I could probably work with it.
Yeah, we could. We'd have to get some quite cool tunes, couldn't we? Some bubbles and everything. I mean, I don't know, DeMarco. You show us it, and I'll tell you if I want to subscribe to it or not. So anyway, we're you know, it's what it is, I guess. So we're only 5 minutes in, and we're already talking about naked men in hot tubs. Fantastic. Built my whole team around being in that pool because I wanted to kill Dragon's Yeti. Right, really? I mean, that's a bit of a waste, really. You want to be Do you know what I thought you was trying to do, Shaker? I thought you'd come through revenge on the Nightmares. I seriously thought that's why you went killy. Because obviously what the Nightmares did to you by basically retiring your team in the first week, wasn't it? And obviously didn't he take one of your captain to be his mascot or something? So I honestly thought that was what he was doing for. But if you want to kill his Yeti as well, that's fine. That's not an issue. Me and Jock won't be bothered about it. If you can all kill each other, then that'd be fine. Then me and Jock will just obviously the true Blood Bowl players. Mm-hmm. We don't.
To be fair, that is genuinely my strategy. Is I'm just going to sit back and wait for everybody else to die, and then come through the middle. That's the plan.
Well, I thought that as well. So what we gonna do, Shaker? That's why they put you in Europe. Okay. What we're gonna do then? We are gonna have a look at the Grundy Bellboys. I think that's quite a cool name, to be fair, Dragoon. I prefer that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's start.
Serious jest, sign me. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, there we go. They are the Grundy Bellboys, but we've had to call them the Grundy Bellboys. I like Grundy. I really like it. It's like I think they should sort it. Board. Why is it Crook Board? I didn't put you in there. DeMarco said that. He's on the board. Freaking hell. Get back to your hot tubs. So Grundy Bellboys. So, God, I got these hot tubs. We'll talk about saunas next. And do Scotsman
I really love a sauna, to be fair.
And on next week's show, do Scotsmen wear pants under their kilts? We'll find out next week.
That would be a short service. The answer is no.
You're not supposed to tell him.
Oh, sorry, I've spoiled next week's episode already.
Right, I'll tell you, these PlayStation 5 coaches, I'll tell you what, they need to learn some of that there. But by the way, I suppose it doesn't really matter because apparently they don't understand me or you. So you probably aren't giving nothing away, to be fair. So we're fine. So we're all right. So anyway, let's go with the Grundy Bellboys. Now this is an interesting one because obviously the Grundy Bellboys, they've actually won the championship 2 seasons ago for Serious Chess, who beat, I think it was the Bhutan Brawlers, obviously NTB's team. And they clash again. Now, the interesting thing here is obviously Serious Jest isn't the coach this time around, he's just the GM. And he's got Alma, who obviously is a former MML Pro champion, coaching. What is a really interesting thing. Also, Serious Jest has been quite smart in that he's been buying players or recruiting players what will fit into the Alma way of playing. So I really, really like that. Now, looking at this team, I don't know if you two can actually see this team or what.
I can see it.
I'm not sure.
I'm trying to find them on. I've got the old PS5 on the go, so I'm just trying to load it up.
Yeah, he's got the PS5, hasn't he? Oh, well.
Yeah. I see it as an investment. You boys will be sort of winding up your PlayStation 4s in a few years' time, and I'll still be going on the old Blood Bowl front. So makes sense, really.
Yeah. So what do you think of this? Obviously, when he's doing that, what do you think of the team, Dragon? I mean, can this team repeat with Alma coaching, or are they just not going to make out the playoffs?
I don't know. I don't think it's the strongest team Serious Jest has ever made for the Grundy Bellboys. Okay. I think he's made better, but you have to play to your coach, and if this is how Alma plays, then 100% he could get out of this play pool. He's one of the better coaches in probably the whole MML, being an MML champion.
And I tell you what's really good with this is like you've come out and go, yeah. Can you understand that any better, DeMarco? Is that better?
Exactly.
Basically, for the rest of us, that basically says, yeah, I like how you said this isn't his greatest team, and then Shake is like, well, this is a great team. So obviously you, Shaky, totally polar opposite. Alma likes his chaos. He doesn't mind his chaos. He's been playing chaos on the PC. Like he obviously plays chaos in clan as well. I mean, obviously he's got the Dark Elf Witch Elf. That's a bit of a mouthful. Strippy Longstocking. Not bad strength. He likes his strength 4 leapers, so he's got that one there. He's got a point and click 1-turner. Cheddar Moss, who's done really, really well for this franchise. It was a big reason why they won the cup in two seasons ago. He's got obviously Creech, who's obviously a killer. It's a nice balanced team. Obviously Santiago's a smart pickup as well. I like that case Beastman as well. DeMarco says, think it's one of the weakest in our play pool. I think he's just trying to butter up Dragoon so he can put Dragoon in his hot tub videos. Personally, just putting it out there. I said what I said. But it's a good team. He's got a good coach. Is it the strongest team in the play pool? We'll see. Jock, can you actually see this team yet?
Yeah, I've got it on screen. I mean, the thing that strikes me immediately, and I've kind of been as a sort of debutante GM, kind of been sort of scouring the different teams and sort of mildly crapping myself at what I've got with some sort of dodgy elves going up against some monsters. But the thing that strikes me here is that there isn't that many massive stat ups, whereas some teams are just like filled with absolute monsters that are strength 6, agility 5, and can run the length of the pitch in one go with their sort of their shoelaces untied. But this doesn't sort of strike me as that kind of team. But then you kind of look at the roster and you think actually there's a fair amount of skill there, sort of wrapped up in the team, and actually there doesn't look like there's many weak spots. I mean, I've kind of gone for a sort of similar process because I've been saving my money up for future seasons, and I've kind of taken this approach as well. Although I'm slightly regretting a lack of strength up at all, so that's going to be interesting. But you can't get away from the fact that he's an experienced coach, and this unit looks like it's fit together. You look at the composition of it, and you've got your 1-turner there, you've got your chaps that have got a bit of strength and can go in and strip the ball. A competent coach can do anything. I mean, I've been testing my boys out with some practice matches with some real beast-like teams, and coming away with some reasonable results. So Alma, an experienced coach, I wouldn't count this team out at all.
The only thing I'll say, and obviously I say controversial stuff, and to be fair, 12 minutes in, that's pretty good for me. The only thing I'll say controversially is he's played in the American play pool. Now the American play pool has got some really good teams, but it's not. I've never thought of the American play pool being stacked like as a group of death, shall we say. Now the Grundy Boys have currently come into the group of death. I always think this play pool, the European play pool, is the hardest play pool. They're all hard play pools, but I think this is the group of death. And if we believe what Dragoon's saying in that this is not as strong as some of the other Grand Bellboy teams, and obviously then we pick up on what Jock said about has he got loads of stats like some other teams, then the question is, they're going to go up against, I think, better coaches and better teams. Is that going to be a problem for the Bellboys? That's my concern. He's got 13 players, what's great, but 3 of those are goblins. And they've got Stunty and against some thingies, and then he's got a Scale Lineman who's just got kicked. So there's 4 pieces there, what are a bit dodgy. In fact, how many AV7s has he got? I think half the team's AV7. 6 players.
That's true.
So almost. So I can't remember what his sponsor is. I don't think it's. I don't know what it is, to be honest. Do you have that at all?
Do I have this written down? Let's see.
Is it Alma, did you say? He's Bloodwiser.
Bloodwiser. Right. In that case, so that's not going to save him then. So I think if this team can keep quite healthy, attrition-wise, they'll do well. Alma does really well. Alma's one of those coaches who can complain, I think. But my gut reaction says, without seeing the rest of the teams, there'll be stronger teams than this. But, like I say, you've got a champion GM who's obviously won Blitz. You've got Alma who has won the MML Pros, and obviously he's regarded as one of the better coaches on the PS4 easy. So, they've got a chance, but are they going to get through this play pool? Who knows? We'll see. Look, so let's go through to the next one then. So the Hatchet Howlers, the next team. Poor old Nick, not happy. He's like, I'm gonna die! I'm like, well, it's like, and then he had a friendly and he got absolutely destroyed by that nasty hot dice man himself, Ian DeMarco. You know, and I was like, well, at least it was in a friendly, better than a friendly than anything else. But then I looked at his team and I'm like, is he trying to pull the wool over my ass? Because this isn't a bad team. I was expecting lambs to the slaughter, but this team's actually decent. You know, he's got strength 6 Blackhawk, he's got strength 5 Blackhawk. You know, he's got a nice big ogre there as well. He's got go back Marla, movement 8. You know, he's got a killer in Rock Hellspit, Claw Pommer with Dauntless. You know, he's got money in the bank, one of the best, if not the best, Bull Centaurs in Blitz. So I'm like, is he just trying to try and play the underdog when he actually isn't the underdog? I don't know. I think this team's all right. I mean, Dragoon. I mean, come on, man. What do you think? Is this team going to struggle or what?
It has everything that it needs. It has money in the bank. Yeah. In my opinion, the best Bull Centaur.
Thank you.
Hoof Stomp. It is all of his. I'm actually a big fan of these Chaos Dwarfs. Not a lot of claw. You love to see it. He has the diving tackle. What I always love to see a diving tackle.
Yeah.
And then he's got Gorbad Marla, Kojak, Behemoth, and Tower of Mork. It's a very nicely built team.
Yeah. I think it's nicely built, to be fair. 3 rerolls, 1 apothecary. God, I wish I could have 3 rerolls. You know, I've just got the 1. I don't know. I mean, what do you think, Jock? What's your?
Well, to be fair, like you talked about the old dive and tackle and big tackles Duffy, and I just kind of like, really, like he's gonna go on the line, and he's just gonna get twatted. And so he's going to be on his backside. So who's he going to tackle? Because he's just not going to be stood up. I mean, obviously he's not going to move anywhere with his stand firm. But I mean, as an elf coach, if I come across him, I'd be like, oh, I'm glad you've got him on the dive and tackle on the front line rather than on the back line, where I'm just going to zip round you and score.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to think he wouldn't put big tackle stuff on the LOS. He'd probably put 9, 8, and 7 maybe. Or maybe even 12. I wouldn't be.
You know what I mean? Like those dwarfs are meant to be in the middle of the pitch, really sort of getting involved and mucking things up.
Yeah.
And you know, you've basically got a safety piece that can move 4 squares.
Yeah.
In that sense, I mean, great that he's got guard and stuff like that, but I just think if I was picking another skill, it wouldn't have been dive and tackle to go in that piece, really. And maybe this is my sort of a naivety. I'm not that bothered about the money in the bank, if I'm honest. It's more Gorbag that really sort of intrigues me. I mean, like an orc that can fly at that speed down the wing, you know, is going to be trouble. In a sense, you know, he's going to sit in a nice cage and he's going to break out, and you know, he's not going to have the problem that a normal orc team would have, which is how on earth do I get forward? Because that boy's going to move it. And then obviously you've got the muscle, you know, in Tower of Mork and Behemoth. You know, these guys are monsters.
Yeah.
You know, I've got nothing to deal with Behemoth at strength 6. I'd have to put half my team on him.
Yeah, I mean, I must admit I was really surprised when he took Gorbag Marla, because I'm like, well, he's got money in the bank. I wasn't really a fan of Gorbag Marla being taken. I just didn't see why. Money in the Bank has proven to be one of the best in Blitz since his creation. So, I mean, who's going to get the ball? Are you going to give it to Gorbag? But if you're going to give it to Gorbag, what's Money in the Bank going to do? You know, Money in the Bank is the ball carrier, and he's strength 4. You know, and you're going to have a lot of strength. You're going to get a lot of strength 3 ball sackers coming in and strength 4 ball sackers coming in. So it's going to be easier to take the ball off Gorbag than it is going to be to take off Money in the Bank. So I'm certainly not a fan. As much as I like Gorbag, and he's a legend and he's a superstar, and I get all that. If he didn't have Money in the Bank, I'd be saying what a great signing. Don't get me wrong, but then
I look at Gorbag actually in a bit more detail, and he's got strip ball, and again I'm thinking, what the hell's strip ball on there? Because
he's multi-purpose, isn't he? He's multi-purpose.
You're not diving into a cage with an agility 3 orc.
No, I wouldn't be, but if they can go around, I guess.
I feel like he needed something like that, though. Like, the one thing on this team that strikes me is, if someone runs past him, other than maybe Johan Hoofstomp, he has no one that can get there to stop it. Maybe like he's thinking Gorbag Marlowe's might be that last ditch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then he's strength 3, isn't he? So, like, can you imagine a strength 4 down the wing? Like, what's Gorbag going to do? He's going to be, like, clinging onto the guy's ankles as he runs straight into the end zone.
Yeah. I mean, this is why I know I'm right about Money in the Bank, because Murray said he doesn't like Money in the Bank. So we know when Murray says something, it's usually do the opposite. So Money in the Bank is definitely, it's just good. I mean, I get 290k. Yeah, you're saying 290k is expensive. I get it. I get that, but it's an agility 3, break tackle, sure hands, blodge, movement 7. He's got sprint. He's got sure feet. So he can thick skull, potential movement of 10. You know, that's the same movement. That's the same movement as Gorbag, but he's got the extra bonus.
I'm going to be controversial as a new coach here and just say I actually don't like this team. I don't think that it's built well. There you go. Yeah. I said it.
I tell you what, I'm rubbing off him already. I'm rubbing off this guy. We've not even met up yet, and he's already going, Bernie, don't worry, mate. I've got this. This team sucks.
You know, I mean, like, you've got the strength 6 guy. I like that. Money in the Bank, you know, I could take a leap, but that's maybe because I'm an elf and I'm used to sort of dashing about the pitch like a prancing prince of an elf. But yeah, I'm not a fan. I mean, to be fair, I've got something against dwarfs as it is anyway. So just sort of seeing that sort of backbone of dwarfs is just going to turn me right off. But
I tell you what,
I think Nick's right to be crapping himself. If I'm honest.
all my hours of bigging him up, saying, "Don't worry, it's all going to be all right," and Chuck has just gone, "Don't like your team, really? You're going to get murdered." That's it. All that time wasted. I know why fucking bother. The only issue I've got with this team, and I can speak through experience with obviously the Mystic Fall Timberwolves, is it's slow. And Shaker Dog picked up on that as well. There's a lot of movement 4 in there, so you know there's not much speed. Obviously, Gorbag will help in that respect, but yeah, it hasn't really got much speed. I think it I don't know. I think it's a good team. I disagree with Jock to a certain extent, but at 2380, is it a 2380 team? I don't know. I mean, V Power said it's always good to have a backup ball carrier. But if you think about it, that is 520k in a ball carrier and a backup, what seems a lot. Murray says, I think there's 2 approaches here. Personally, I don't like either, but what is important in the end is that Nick has a good foot. Yeah, exactly. And I don't think no one's actually saying that, Murray. And that's the great thing. That's the great thing about Blitz and obviously Bloodbowl. Everybody's got a different view. But obviously, we're going to call it how we see it. And obviously, as Armac just said, he loves Jock being honest. And you know we're going to be honest on my stream. We're not gonna be two-faced and pretend we like stuff when we don't. We're going to be honest. Like I said, I quite like this team. Dragoon seems to like this team. Jock doesn't. And I'm sure
I mean, as an elf coach, if I was to come up against them, I've got the fortunate position that I'm in the other division. I'm unlikely to make the playoffs. So I can talk smack talk about Nick's team here, no problem, because I'm never gonna meet him in anger. I mean, I suppose I just look at it and think there's probably bashier teams out there. So if you're going down the bashy route, you've got to be the bashiest, and I don't think you are here. And I think you're in trouble, and you've got no speed. So you come across anybody that's got a bit of speed, and you know they might as well get the popcorn out in the middle of the park and watch them run around them.
Yeah, I mean, Nick. Obviously, I've seen him from first coming into Blitz and obviously the MML, and he's improving all the time. Nick just plays for fun. He's. I wish I'm so envious. I am so envious sometimes the way he just plays. Because obviously I can't play for fun, as everyone knows. I've tried it. It just isn't in my. It just isn't in my thing. It just isn't. You can give me goblins, and I'll play goblin serious. It's just the way I am. But you know, Nick, he's improving all the time. And I've said to Nick, I think he's going to get himself a big W. He didn't get. I don't think he got one last season, but he did get some draws. And I think this team's better than last season. And I think he's got a chance. This team and Bell boys, I don't think there's much difference. I think I'm going to call them Grundy Bell boys. I like Grundy Bell boys. I think Grundy Bell boys, what they have is they've got a bit more speed and they've got ball sackers. This team hasn't got any ball sackers. That is another negative about this team. Where's the ball sackers? How is he going to get the ball loose? Are you
but then I suppose on the upside, he's got guys that can clear it. I mean, he's got Mighty Blow sort of dripping through the lineup. So like. If he's based next to someone, he's got plenty of guard floating around. What this team's all about is really sort of getting in the scrum and sort of making it sort of, a real tussle. That's what's got to happen, because if there's any sort of expansive play here, he's just going to get found out with a lack of speed.
Yeah, but I think basically for Nick, it's like improving, having fun, and this team at least should be durable. He's got a lot of AV9 in there. Yeah, obviously he's going to come against Claw. We know that. There's nothing we can do about that. But this team has got a better chance of surviving than the Grundy Bell boys, because they're like almost all AV7. Hi to Robin DeZone. Nice to see you, bud. Zone Smash, absolutely. Big Amazon player is Rob, and obviously Dragoon's obviously a big Zones fan as well. I don't know. I mean, obviously Nick's a bit worried, but the way I look at it, if you play all the top coaches in your learning, best way to learn is through the top coaches. You only get better that way. So I think he's got a chance, but we'll see. Now let's move on, because 26 minutes in, and we talked about hot tubs, Scottish people, kilts. No one can understand me, and Jock. Jock's took over my spot of my position. Don't like teams, controversial, so we've done all that. But we've only done 2 teams, and we're 26 minutes in. This sounds typical Bernie stream. Let's go to the Dragon Out Poachers then. Zerpils, yes, good old Zerpils, big fan of this guy. Now, Shaky Dog talks about your Yeti, but surely the Yeti everybody wants to kill is Snaggletooth. Has to be the most deadliest Yeti in the game.
Snaggletooth ran away in the playoffs last season.
Who ran away?
He didn't want to face my Yeti in the playoffs.
Well, I don't know then. I don't know.
He ran away. He can't be that scary.
Well, Han Yolo, Mr. Pringle, Yaya Ding Dong, Eurovision fame, love that. Focus Schubert, what a name that is. I mean, Zerpos to me is easily one of the better coaches on the PS4 for definitely. He's a really impressive coach. He's played really, really well with Dragal Poachers. The only problem with Zerpils is they really do well in league play, and then they come to the playoffs, it usually goes wrong. Now, did they get to the final though last season? Who got to the final? Was it the Poachers?
I think it was the Poachers.
Yeah, and they got beat, didn't they? So that was the first time they'd actually not got knocked out the first round of the playoffs and actually got to the final. Unfortunately, just didn't get it done in the end, did they? But they've got a great chance again here. This looks like a nice built team to me. But Dragoon, what do you think?
Oh no, I don't like it.
What?
I don't like the team.
Alright, what's going on here? First we've got Jock this to the team. Now you're this to the team.
It's catching.
It's...
I'm supposed to be the bad guy. What
the... I like the 2 wrestle line women.
I know you would.
4 guard. It just doesn't strike me as a amazing team. It just doesn't, like, other than maybe Yaya Ding Dong, because I have nightmares over what
Yaya Ding Dong, play Yaya Ding Dong!
2 seasons ago. It just doesn't strike me as one of the better teams in this play pool, honestly.
Oh, well.
It just doesn't.
Well, fair enough.
There you are.
I don't know if I'm that's Jock now, because obviously I just had
that. Stole my thunder. No, I jest. So I've actually had the pleasure of having a pre-season against this team with my 1990 TV Elvesy. And I have to say, there was a little bit of the brown stuff coming out of my backside as I was lining up to Zerpils, because I've played him once in a farm match. and he just literally destroyed me. You know, a proper newbie coach just got absolutely run over by an experienced coach.
Yeah.
And so I was looking at the Yeti and, you know, the Strength 5 running all over the place. What's his face? Euro's Elf Eater. I mean, that guy was sort of like proper making me cack my pants because he's got Elf Eater in his name. And, you know, I thought he was coming for me. But it turns out I beat him, controversially.
Really?
I have to say, I got some really useful armor breaks and some good injury rolls. Elf Eater, I blitzed in the first turn, and he was off for the half, which was proper handy. Sort of gave Fincap a boost to morale that his Mighty Blow worked first time out kind of thing. But hey, I tell you what, though, that Yeti performed magnificently. And he had a couple of clearances. And so, whilst I got I think it was a cheeky 1-0 out of him, I kind of managed to stall his drive and get in last minute on mines. This is a good team under a good coach. And if I come up against him, I don't think I'd be talking about how I was going to repeat that result, because I got really lucky with some really good armor breaks. The dice were with me. So I like this team. It's purely from the fact that I don't want to face them in the sense of I think it's going to cause me trouble as the old Elfies. So no, I think this is one of the teams so far that I would root for in this side of the draw.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. Usually when we do these streams, I never like dragging our punches. It's always a team what does well, but I don't get it. And it's usually because Snaggletooth carries everybody on his shoulders and gets it done. Then Zerpul's took over the team, and he's tweaked it, and now I like the punches more, on paper anyway. I like the team. I mean, I'm not... I mean, obviously Dragoon doesn't like it, but it's got the speed. Hanyolo, probably the best nose runner in Blitz. He's got Mr. Pringle, who's obviously a strength 4, strip ball, tackle, wrestle piece, and he's agility 4 as well, so 2+ the dive into your cage, so nothing safe there. He's got Go Faster Blue. He's got Yaya Ding Dong, 2 very pacey skinks. He's got strength 5 Ultra Wearer. Don't know if I'm that keen on well, then again, obviously, he wouldn't have had block, would he? So, I don't know. He's alright, I guess. Snaggletooth, obviously, he is the enforcer. He's got Tilaxa Pitterbread at the top there, who does a bit of everything. He's nice as well. Jungle Wildcat. I quite like the team. If there's anything I didn't like about the team, it was the TV. But then again, like people say, not many people care about the TV. Because unless you've got a mech sponsor, you can't get wizards. And you can't hire players. So, I suppose... that sort of helps him in that way. It's a great coach, a great team. I think this team will be there or thereabouts. I mean, obviously we're not going to give up the player predictions yet, but I would be gobsmacked if this isn't either in the playoffs or at least hunting for the playoffs come week 7 or week 8, whatever we're on. So yeah, I like the team. If the thing is, though, if Snaggletooth does get took out early on week 1, week 2, we'll see how they're doing forcing wise, because although they do have a lot of Mighty Blow, they've got a decent amount of Mighty Blow. Again, they're not the killiest team, but they do have the ball sackers, they do have the speed, they have the 1-turn options. I think they've got everything just about covered, to be fair. Guard, how much guard they got? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 guards.
But then when you're running about the strength 4, do you really need the guard in many ways?
I don't know. Four guards enough. I mean, like I said, if they're speedy, 4 guard could feel like 6 guards.
I do recall Mr. Pringle actually sacking Hightower. I got totally caught by surprise. I hadn't seen his team because obviously it was just a quick friendly, and he just zipped in there and sort of zipped the ball off me. Luckily, it was in the backfield and nothing come of it. But yeah, he's dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that guy. Right, let's go on to the Philadelphia 76ers. I am DeMarco. Well, maybe we should let Dragoon talk this, because he won't understand being jocked, but we'll try. We'll try. We'll start with you, Dragoon. What do you think of this monstrosity of a team?
Oof, this is the first time I've seen this team. I'm not going to lie.
First time I have, to be fair.
Jesus Christ.
I think he needed a bit more speed and a bit more strength up, to be fair.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have enough strength at all. Yeah. He needs to really start pumping up them numbers.
What a noob, what a noob.
Absolutely. Longbow. Not enough speed for me. His agility, not good enough. Should be at least 6-7.
Yeah.
Troll Slayer, only 7 movement. Just should be more. No, this is like a really, really nicely built team. I would happily play Blitz with this team, and I love Joel Dalton, and I hope he is the best player for I Am DeMarco.
I hope he does. I hope Joe Dalton gets killed first week. Send the mighty blow. What monstrosity is that, a peasant?
Mate, have you seen a peasant called Spartacus? That's all I'm gonna say.
I was just about to say, do they think like he's Spartacus or something? It's peasant. No, I'm Spartacus going mighty blow. No, you're not me. You're gonna get decked in week 1. You're gonna be broken in half.
You're gonna get smashed on the line.
Joe Dalton offends me. That's what Joe Dalton does. He needs to die. But I mean, it's an interesting team. I mean, Jock. I mean, what do you think? I mean,
well, he's got dwarfs that can run, so that speaks to the elf in me already. No, I really like this team. I think this team looks horrible. If I was to line up against it, this looks nice. I've missed a few practice opportunities with DeMarco, so I've not seen it in action. But in some ways, I don't want to. I think Chief Joseph looks a nice piece. As a man that can appreciate a war dancer. He's going in there and sort of doing the business. I can only covet a sort of 9 movement strength 4 war dancer to go in and get the job done. I'm very much uphilling all the way when I jump into a cage with my war dancers. So colour me envy.
Yeah. Arak says only weakness, not enough stat ups, and Chase says Mighty Blow peasants are great. Yeah, Mighty Blow peasants are great when they're dead, broken in half. That's when they're great. How dare
I mean, he's got plenty of guard running about, hasn't he? 1, 2.
I don't think
3,
he
4, 5 pieces.
6, I count.
Oh, 6 is it?
Yeah.
I mean, this team just it's just good, isn't it? I mean, I don't think it's only 20.
It's just good.
It's only 2470. I mean, so that's pretty good. I mean, the Tank of Destruction, was that the guy who was dead? Was he the dead guy, or is that come back from somewhere? I've never seen that guy before.
The Tank of Destruction was the dead piece that was picked up, I believe.
I don't think I've created that piece, although I do create crazy piece. I don't think that was mine.
I have to say, it's quite an interesting thing taking a legend player from the Cold Tombs, because there's a lot of investment for it to just be like a one-season wonder, as good as he is.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's maybe my fiscally prudent Scottish hat on.
Yeah, that's you. You're fitting well with Yorkshire. Oh, no. The pennies. Oh, not spending.
I lie. Fockhorn Grimshield is the dead piece.
Who?
Fockhorn number 2.
I was wondering what you're saying then.
Number 2.
Yeah.
That looks like a sensible buy for a dead guy.
Yeah.
So, where the hell did the Tank of... I don't think that he's one of mine. He can't be one of mine. Although, I'm sort of not convinced, because that is how I build my stupid players.
Yeah.
But I've not seen him before. Maybe I don't know. Either way, it's a good piece. Right, let's see. So we're all saying how great this team is. Weaknesses. Let's have a look. Right, if I'm trying to give hope to the rest of the player pool. Right, Jack Dalton, William Dalton, and Avril Dalton. Obviously, the Daltons. Wasn't the more? How many Daltons was there? Oh, I'm thinking the Waltons, not the Daltons. Good night, John boy. There's 4 peasants in there, so all AV7. They're all going to die a horrible death, especially Joe Dalton. And that's about as good as I can give you, really. He may not have a bench. He may not have a bench. You know?
He just has every base covered.
Yeah, I like it.
I guess the question is how quickly can a sort of bashy team get hold of those war dancers and just pin them down and beat the living crap out of them with a peasant to come in and gang foul them?
Never.
Really?
Yeah, but even if they do that, he has the counter bash to counter bash the bash.
And the thing as well is DeMarco is a very good coach as well. He's an excellent coach. So obviously you've got a great team with a good coach as well. So that I like the team. I don't really see any sort of weakness. The only worry is obviously if you came up against a mass claw team like the Timberwolves or the Renegades. We're almost 3,000. Then he may have a problem. But if the majority of them can keep healthy, he's all right. Yeah, we'll come back to them at the end of the show. But I think, peasants can be annoying. I'm already annoyed. I'm triggered already. He's got my blow. No, Dorian Sprout, right? Dorian Sprout. I had Dorian Sprout for the Mystic Fall Timberwolves, I think. Every time he fouled, he got sent off. It was like he was going, "Hey, Rav, look what I'm doing!" And he got sent off. The Sprout, he deserves to die as well. He's just useless. Anyway, that's the 7-6s. Now we go on to the Feckins and Firehands. Now, this team certainly does trigger me. And I'll tell you why this team triggers me. It's not exactly the team as such. It's like, I think the Firehands are the most richest franchise. Richest franchise, right? But they never spend.
They are, by the way.
They never spend loads of money. They never spend the money. I want to be the coach, or I want to be the GM of this team, so I can go spend, win myself a trophy. But
no.
Why?
These are my biggest rivals for the draft. They can't be stealing everything from me.
Yeah, well, I just you know.
They just can't.
Obviously, they have Chuck Norris, the best player in the game, Chuck Norris, obviously. They've got Muscles from Brussels. They've got the point-and-click Juan Smith. Wow, I love Juan Smith. The guy who rolls more double ones in 110s than anybody else I've ever seen. Juan Smith, what a legend that guy is. I think he's one of the reasons why Disco Dabo said, "Fuck this, I've had enough of this shit," and left because of Juan Smith. Panther Fair's a solid bear. He's not Bravo the bear, but he's not bad. Mug Lost, meh. He's 270k for strength 5, can't really grumble, I guess. Deja Vu, I mean, he's tried to bring in a bit of strength, hasn't he, with Harry Goldfleece and Deja Vu. It's not bad. Obviously, Crowdsurf Bruce, I like that. I thought it was a smart pickup, Crowdsmith. Just say Smith then. Crowdsurf Bruce, God, good job I had anything to drink, because that would be a problem to say that name. Muscles one Brussels. It's not a bad team. But you know what I really hate about this team is, where's your bench? You've got no bench. Where's your bench? It's not there. Where is it? You've got all this money and you can't afford a bench. You know, that for me, too expensive. Nah, it's not expensive. Yeah, but taxes, bloody hell! You've got money, loads of money. Oh God. I don't know. I always think teams what don't have benches struggle. You know?
Well, you've got to assume that you're going to lose a piece or two along the way, ultimately. Yeah. And, I mean, I love the name Feckins and Firehands. Like, when I was scrolling...
Yeah. I think we've lost him on his PS5.
Yeah, it's on the PS5 now. But you're going to be putting out some expensive guys on the line to just be absolutely monsters first time round. And how many games are you going to last where something's not going to happen to them? Yeah. Like, where's the fodder? And if they are the richest team in the game, man, go out and buy some now.
That's why they're probably the richest team in the game, because they don't overspend. That's probably the reason why they're rich. I mean, the 11 is great, but what if you end up going against the Timberwolves first week, or Shaky's... Oh, no, not against Shaky. Sorry, V-Power's team first week, or any team with a lot of claw and piling on players? You could lose 2-3 players in the first week, and then every week you're going to have no bench. You're going to play with 11 players against a lot of aggressive teams, and that's the issue I have with this team. And you know what? If I've got a bench, I'm fouling, because I'm like, you know what? I don't care if you send one of my players off. If I take one of his players off, or if I injure one of his players, he's got no bench, he's got, you know, I'm worried with 12 players, and I'm elves. Now I'm really worried, but I've got a sponsor what lets me hire players. I see this team, and with 11 players, you know, they've got to be very lucky not to lose players. You know, I like the Blitzers, they're a nice, good bunch of 4 Blitzers, really strong. Padfair's a decent bear as well. The Ogre's alright, he's not great. Muscles from Brussels, always been a big fan of him. Juan Smith, one of my most favourite players for all the wrong reasons. And like I said, he's got a lot. I mean, the guard's alright. I mean, he's got, what, 7 guard, is that? 2, 4, 7? Yeah, 7 guard.
Yeah.
I just think what it's missing is a bench. I think if this, even, if I just crappy Lanos or something, like as most of the benches are, if you had 12, 13 players, I would certainly with them be saying, hey, you know what, Murray could go all the way. But I'm not going to do that because he doesn't have the attrition. It just doesn't have the attrition. And this is the group of death. And going into the group of death with no bench is a danger. Yes, he does have, as V-Power says, fucking Chuck Norris, and Chuck Norris could probably win the game by himself, so I get that, but Chuck Norris hasn't done it yet. You can enjoy the game, but you should be able to enjoy the game regardless of what we say, Murray. It's just us saying, yeah, that damn Chuck Norris. It's just our sort of view, but it does get frustrating when you go into games and you're like, for God's sake, I'm playing with 6 players after half time, and the reason for that is because you've got no bench, and that sometimes that can be annoying, can't it? I would think so. So yeah, Matt, I don't know about you two, but plus points is it's a really nice 11. Negative points for me is
it's just 11.
Yeah. That's my only issue, and I suppose I'm a bit more harsher because this franchise is the richest. They could have got.
The other thing, you look at it, he's dropping, like, we've not really talked about it, but he's got 4 rerolls, which is fabulous. But like, he's given away a lot of TV in kind of cheerleaders, team roles, coach assistants. And I know that's to make the money, and that's going to be my plan long term, to have that nice sort of warming sort of set of cheerleaders on the side cheer my else on as they prance to the end zone. But like, you've got a lot of bloat there in terms of TV, but you've got nothing to kind of back it up on field.
Yeah, I mean,
because all it takes is 1 or 2 removals, and you're hurting.
Yeah, and the problem with Blitz is there's a lot of killers out there, especially this season. I don't know. I mean, I this has always been one of my favourite teams, the Firehands, and I fancy them every season. They've got Chuck Norris, who to me is probably the best player in the game, but I'm biased. I like Chuck Norris. And again, they've got a chance if they keep fit and healthy, but
that's a big if.
I couldn't tip these to make the playoffs because I don't know how many players will be left after week 4. And if someone, we've seen it before, he loses the kickoff, the other guy goes first, LOS hits plus your blitz. Oh no, he's lost 2-3 players. All of a sudden, he's so in trouble against majority of teams. Then the boots come flying, and to me, this team needed a bench and it hasn't got it. And I'm really intrigued to see how he does. I mean, I'd love this team to make the playoffs, and I'll be the first to congratulate Murray, and I'll be really happy if they do. But I've got to think with my head, and my head's saying, not enough players, bro. Not enough players, but we'll see. Right, let's go on to talking about money. The Hamlet Renegades, obviously, this team obviously has won the championship as well before, and 2,940 is the TV value, and I think they have got the most TV of any team this season. Obviously,
I believe so.
Obviously led by Little Mo Flanders, their superstar. And yeah, interesting. Dragoon, take it away. What do you think?
Well, it's 2,940 TV. I mean, he's got strength. He's got a lot of strength. He's got Little Mo Flanders, who really needs to die. I think everyone can admit he really, really needs to die by now. Leak Venom, Green Ratkin. I've always been a fan of Miss Valentine. The Viper. It's just when this team grabs a hold of you, it's going to hurt. I think that's the big thing that comes to me with this team. They're not slow.
No, they're not slow.
You can't. I know Jock keeps going on about us prancing elves. Little Mo Flanders doesn't care if you're an elf. League Venom doesn't care if you're an elf. Green Ratkin doesn't care if you're an elf. Miss Valentine is an elf. It's just...
Yeah.
It's just very well just built, very well done.
Yeah.
He has a bench.
Yeah.
It's just... Yeah.
Jock?
So...
Do you just let Jock in there, see what Jock says?
I'm just I'm just looking at this team in awe and sort of thinking, wow, what a team. This is almost 1,000 TV higher than my first outing. I mean, I get why people look at Little Mo Flanders and like him, and I'm sure he's a great piece for sort of getting into the backfield and sacking a sort of errant ball carrier, and boy, do I do that a lot. So Little Mo Flanders would probably be jumping all over my aisles, no bother. But he's not really a killer piece, is he? I mean, he's got a load of stat ups, which is nice. But, where's the Mighty Blow and stuff like that?
Yeah, he's more of a scorer and stuff like
that.
Yeah,
I imagine you're not taking him down all that easy. So he's not that kind of attack piece, but he's nice. But it's guys like... just kind of have a look here. The big muscle, the hulking mullet, like with multiple block and strength 6. He's just going to stand on the line and just knock everybody down, isn't he? With a bit of Mighty Blow. This is the team I would run from. I'm not even sure if my boys would turn up on the pitch.
This is a hard one.
And I've got to admire Miss Valentine, a witch elf that looks proper tasty.
Yeah, she's good. She's good. I remember when I was putting my team together, I was looking at her, but I think for me, when I created my team, I was looking for AV8. The only AV7 I took was the War Dancers. Everything else was AV8. To be honest, I prefer Demon Roadblock to the Hulking Mullet, with Tent and Foul Appearance. It's a good team. I mean, Chaser said it's a good team, but I don't know that it's Famicare better than the other good teams. So he's sort of questioning that. Obviously, 100 of it's in cheer league, because obviously he's making money that way as well. Obviously, Little Mo Flanders is being there, won the T-shirt, is obviously a champion winner as well. All these superstars come along and, some do alright, some don't, but he's always been the glue there as Little Mo, and you expect Little Mo to do well again. Obviously, if something happened to Little Mo, again, a bit like with Snaggletooth with the Poachers, that would send shockwaves through the team. He's got 2 killers as well. The only thing I will say is, 20 on 40 is a lot of TV. People might start getting smart and going, you know what, I'm not a big fan of chefs, but you know what, I'm going to tech it. I'm going to tech the chef.
Well, I'd have to. There'd be no other way I could spend the money.
Yeah. It's got Fend. I like Fend. It's got Wrestler like that. I'll tell you what's interesting, because even though I'm not the GM of the Timberwolves anymore, obviously I still feel like I'm the GM of the Timberwolves with Bearzo. And I was really surprised that Bearzo didn't want the Viper. He could have got the Viper, but he chose a killer instead. Hashtag shock horror. I would have took the Viper. I would have been. It would have been so high up in my list. But then again, when I signed the Viper for Bearzo, and ironically was going to get Chofed, who now obviously had an amazing career with the Winners. The Viper, I think, got killed after about the 3rd freaking game, so he didn't really look after him. So maybe that's why he didn't go for him. I think the Viper's one of the best ball sackers in game, if not the best ball sacker.
I was about to say he's jumping in there with strength 4, isn't he, on a sort of plus 2.
Yeah.
Happy days.
Yeah, he's good. Miss Valentine, I like that piece as well, although Frenzy sometimes can be double-edged sword. Obviously, the Ratkin and Venom, they've obviously always been there playing for the Renegades in quite a few seasons. It's a shame there's no Underworld Troll in the team this season. Bit disappointed with that. It's a good team, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
He's got a depth to the team, though. That's the thing. He's got some really nice pieces, but he's got depth there. They're not going away all that easy.
Yeah, it's a team what could not easily. That's disrespectful. It's a team what could definitely make the playoffs, and it's a team what could definitely win the championship again. And I think the last time we went big, he actually won the league. I'm thinking. VPAR might be able to correct me on that. Maybe it's because I'm Elves now, and maybe because my sponsor lets me take players that although this team would probably start fair against my team, I'm not as faithful as this team than others, because I'm looking at the tackle, and he's got his 2 blitzers with tackle, and he's got his Viper with tackle. So, I'm used to seeing loads of teams with Chaucer with Mighty Blow tackle and all that. So, again, it's going to be there or thereabouts in the playoffs, but that's a lot of TV, 29-40 for what it is.
It's almost like a thoroughbred favourite carrying a lot of weight in the Grand National.
Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna give a lot away in inducements, but I think he can get it done.
Yeah, I like VPI. I'm a big fan of his as a coach, and obviously, I would love to play this team. If I would love to coach it, I would be like, hey, I'm going to win myself a championship, because that's how confident I am. But as an elf coach, I think elves could do well against this team. And I think the winners could do well against this team as well. But luckily for him, none of them are in his play pool. But yeah, I think maybe that's why I'm saying it. This is as big as I've gone. Can't really remember the team that won, but it was probably around mid-2. Yeah, maybe V. Like I say, this team is going to be a team nobody wants to play against, I don't think. That I think we can all agree with. Right, Demonsville Chances. Right, hang on a minute. I thought they was in my play pool. Did they move? I'm lost.
I'm pretty sure they're in. No, I'm pretty sure Chances were in.
Did Chances run away from us? Vpot, yeah, your 10s, yeah. What, your movement 5? I'm moving 8 now, yeah. You can't tent them all, mate. You can't tent them all. But it is noted, I like my tents. As much as DeMarco likes his hot tubs, I would say. Yeah, I could have sworn Shaky was with us.
No, I don't believe so.
I think he was. Because obviously, this is what Shaky keeps saying. Yeah, sorry, Shaky. Yeah, because obviously, I look at the revenue sheet, and the way the teams go to each player pool is the colour-coded. When I was checking the colour-coded, Chances had the same colour code as me. It's like, oh, crap, I'm going to get play Shaky Dog. Oh, great, he just took all these killers. Oh, my God, I'm doomed. So, yeah. Now
I'm kind of glad he's not in our...
Yeah, I'm so gutted that we had the winners think, crikey, our play pool's even harder now. But if he came in for the Chances, I suppose, one good coach out, one good coach in is probably fair. I'm
upset he's not in our play pool.
Oh, I can't believe you.
How many elves have you got on your team? Because I can tell you, I feel completely the opposite way in regards to that.
No, I always end up killing Shaky's favourite player. So, I always love facing the Chances, because I always root them to win. And then they always do horrendously bad when I root them to win.
Yeah,
I love Shaky. I love the Chances.
I love the guy, and I was really happy, obviously, that he's our current champion. So congratulations! I'm sure I've said it, but congratulations to Shaky Dog for winning the MML Pro. He's very deserved and a long time coming. I think the only thing what's really stopped him from winning more titles is his dice. It's the worst dice I've ever seen. They've been getting better. But he rolls a lot of double ones and stuff, and. I think that the dice are turning for him now. So now they're turning to just like normal dice. He's really good with just normal dice. So, don't be bringing Shaky to the world. No, I think he was in World, and then he's left. And Shaky obviously.
I don't remember him being in World.
I'm sure he was supposed to. I'm sure he was earmarked to go in World when I looked at the play pools.
Well, all I can say is it's good riddance to him and Green Plague, really, if he wasn't Worlds.
Yeah, he's but either way, he's now in Europe, so that's great.
It's their problem now.
Don't worry, Jimmy, I'm not going to fight for him to come into our play pool. You're more than enough to take the kill mantle. Nah, no, I know he was, but I'm sure he's supposed to be in this season as well. I'm sure. I looked at the play pools, and I know. I was like, oh, God, I'm against Shaky. Because I remember saying, oh, my God, he's got... Oh, no, I've played Shaky. He's got Iron Chin. He's got bloody other killers. Because I remember as he was drafting, because obviously I was doing the draft, typing them all up, and his players like, oh, my God, oh, no. So... Hey, I'm sure it was. sure. I don't know if it was. I don't know if I knew the player pools until afterwards. But when I think it was, is like we did the draft, then we got the player pools, and I was thinking, oh yeah, he got that guy, got that guy. I thought, oh my god, there's all that tackle and all that. I was like, oh my god, it is in my player pool. So that's why I'm almost adamant he was supposed to be in my player pool, but obviously he's not. So it is what it is. But this team, you know, who shot the sheriff is back. Knife in the back, nicely named. The Green Plague, yeah. Rampage! Gotta say Rampage like that, obviously. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Trollson, never liked the guy, but he's got better because he's got Claw now. And it's only 22.80. What's your sponsor, Shaky? What is your sponsor? I could go to Security Gate. Don't know.
Just look it up. 1 second.
There you go. I like people who are professional.
Fork Trucks.
Oh, right. So he can actually get extra players. Oh, no. That's not extra players. Fork Trucks, is that extra players?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I think it is.
Rings a bell that it does, yeah.
Yeah, level 4.
It was a hugely popular choice, so I'm guessing it must be.
Yeah, it is that. Yeah, it is that then. Yeah. So he can replace players. So, and the thing is, it's like quite smart because like he's going to get like 600, 700 inducements, say, against VPower V and all that. So Shaky Dog's been pretty smart the way he's gone about it. He's got players what could do a job. He's got Flashbang, who's a good player. I like Flashbang. He's got Dragger as well. I really like this team. He's got the best killer in the game in Iron Chin. I don't care what VPower V says. Iron Chin is the best player. Yeah, he's now Agility 2, but Agility 2, but who gives a fuck about Agility 2? He doesn't need it. He's not got jump up. He ain't dodging. Why? Who's a better killer than... What?
The sheriff.
No. Iron Chin's been there from, I think, basically day one, and he's killed so many players. He breaks players. Don't matter. It don't matter. He's good. Obviously, you know, the sheriff on paper might look better, but he ain't. The records say otherwise. But obviously, you know, he must have changed it. So I don't really know what's going on. Anyway, anybody want to add anything about the chances? Because I can't remember if I've actually asked you guys what you'll think about it. Because it was all bloody bothered about should they be in Weld.
I was gonna say after you, sir.
There's just guard. Where's his guard? He has 2 guard, and one's good piling on piece. So where's your guard? That's the only really thing that I see. Yeah.
Do you even lift, bro? Do ya? Even lift? Jock, what do you think?
I mean, almost to the point where it's kind of like, well, which piece is gonna blitz this turn? Like it's great that he's got so many options, but it's almost like, crikey, this is a team full of blitzers, with all that horn running about and the claw palm, obviously. I think the other challenge, for this team is survivability. There's a lot of AV7 floating around there. All it needs is a bashy team to get a hold of them, and they could be decimated in numbers pretty quickly.
Thing is, though, I mean, if he's low TV, he can bring in Max as well.
But yeah, he's got the inducement side, so it's fine in that sense. Yeah. But then, how many loners are you going to be running about on the park with?
Well, yeah, but you just use them as a shield and stuff. But what you got to remember, he wins the toss, he receives first. He's got potential 3 claw palms hits on turn 1. So say, for instance, he's playing against Murray's bloody 11 players. It could take 2 of them 3 out for the full game after turn 1.
That's true.
You know, and then obviously he's got the Green Plague just for good measure, Mighty Blow, Claw, Strength 5 on the Blitz, Frenzy, Stand Firm, what's not to like? You know, I like this team, I really do. I think I think the chances have always done well in Blitz, and I really, because of his sponsor and because of the players he's got, I really, really like this team. If there was a weakness, and I'm just double checking that I haven't got this wrong, but I think. The only weakness I see is where's the ball handler?
Maybe he's just not thinking about handling balls and he's just going to smash everybody. In true Blood Bowl fashion. I mean, he's got plenty of D4 running about.
I mean, is Dragon going to take it, maybe? The problem I'm saying is there's no show hands. So a lot of teams have, even the Strength 2 guys will have, like, Wrestle, Strip Ball, and Tackle. So anything but skull, the ball's coming loose. You know? That's the weakness I see in this table. Like, who's going to take it? Who's going to The boss lady's got frenzy, so you could easily maybe max velocity, the strength too good, but then it's not going to be safe. And the problem then is, even in a cage, it's not going to be safe because he hasn't got the guard to make it safe. This is a major weakness in this team. Who's looking after the ball? There's no one here I would trust with this ball against a decent built team. Forget about, obviously they could get guarded to death. That is obviously a big concern as well. But who's making the ball safe? There's no one in this team who can make the ball safe, and that to me is a massive negative. That's my worry with this team. I mean, if this is my team, I'm like, woohoo! I've got this. Right, who's having the ball? Do I give it to max velocity? But he's only strength 2. If I don't score, someone's going to jump in or just dodge it and just take the ball off me because I can't get the guard where I want it because I've only got 2. And one of them's on a troll. One of them's on a troll might go stupid, and the other one's a bit of an enforcer. Obviously, with the other 2 piling on pieces there as well now, but they would probably they'd be more of a blitzer sort of piece now than Iron Tune probably will be. But 2 guard, I mean, it could possibly bring in Lone and Mercs with guard. That's one way around it, I guess. Or it could bring in a shorthand piece. But yeah, that's my major negative. Who's having the ball? There's not enough guard to protect whoever you give the ball to. So yeah, that's my own negative. Apart from that, I ain't got an issue with the team. And obviously, sponsor plays with strengths, so it is what it is. Right, Mystic Falls Timberwolves are. Obviously, I used to earn this team, and then I left them to go Elfin. So Bearzo, who obviously was my coach, made the final once. Made the playoffs a few times as well. The home of Hantavirus, yes, the best one-turner in the world. And everybody tries to kill him, but nobody has been able to even dent him. His killer's again a bit short now. Literally, case 12 short. Get it? Alright, I'll forget. But he's short.
That was by far your worst joke you've done.
Yeah.
In a while.
Well, if you're having to explain them, you're in ropey territory.
Yeah, well, I better explain it to DeMarco, but then realise he can't. So what the fuck I'm saying anyway, so it's a waste.
Well, you can't hear. You're using a hot tub somewhere.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Googling skirt and pants, probably. But yeah, Flame Guns and Santa Claus. He used to have like about 4 or 5 of these pylon killers. It's now down to only 2. So that's a bit of a worry. Hantavirus has done really, really well with his team. And he gets them out of the shit a lot. Ball Hunter Snicked, very good player. His big signing, though, was the Saviour. Strength 6.
Aptly named by the sounds of it.
Yeah, Strength 6, Agility 4, Block. Only gripe I have about this player is sure hands. And I have Terran to Bear says, if it ever gets to Legend, give it sure hands. Because that's the only thing it's lacking. Armac had this guy. I can't believe he got rid of him. Armac says he costs too much money. I don't have enough money. I don't care. You make other cuts to keep this guy. These guys don't come around that often. Bearzo's going to give this guy the ball and go, there's your ball, mate. Go when I tell you to. And I'm going to have Hantavirus as a backup for that turn 8 shenanigans if need be. But, saying all that, it's a good team. But it ain't a great team. I can't believe I'm saying that because I helped create it. It's got good pieces, but I don't know. When I've seen the other teams, it's got a chance, but it's not giving me that'll definitely win the league sort of vibe. I think the Saviour is going to have to live up to his name, definitely. Dragoon, I mean, what do you think of this team? I mean, you played against the Timberwolves a bit.
Well, I don't know. It's weird. I normally look at the Mystic Falls Timberwolves and I'm like, no one's going to want to play down the middle against them because so much Mighty Blow, Claw, Pylon. Mm-hmm. It's not the same.
It's changed because obviously my sort of when I was a GM, the way I spoke to Bear Zone, we had slow team. I get that, and that was a weakness. I get that, but my argument was we do not get beat down the middle. If they beat us by the flanks or they beat us for whatever, fine. But we do not get beat down the middle. And the other thing is, I do not want anyone looking forward to playing us. Simple as. I want people to look like even if we somehow are lucky enough to beat the Timberwolves, we end up with broken players. That fear factor, that's what it was. I'll look at this team and it's still got the killers, but it doesn't give me that fear factor, and it doesn't give me what you've just said, where usually you would not even dare go down the middle on this team. Now, I'm going down the middle. It's not there to stop me. You know?
I think another thing for me is he's only got one guard.
Hey, what are you looking at?
Not
three guard he's got.
Three guard. I'm half blind.
Yes.
My point is irrelevant.
Half Geordie.
But then the problem is that those guards are on 4 movement pieces.
But they are at least on strength 4 pieces, though. That's good. They're on strength 4. So.
I'm looking forward to watching it. To be fair,
it's a very valid. It's a good point. It's a good point you make, and obviously, I used to own the Timberwolves, and I think the thing with Bezo, obviously, it's now his team, and he wants the speed, he wants the ball sackers and stuff like that. I would have given him ball sackers because he killed the Viper, and then I gave him a strength 5 ball sacker, an ogre ball sacker, and he died as well. So I was like, mate, you can't keep ball sackers alive, but I'll leave the team. What happens? Ball hunter Snick survives. Typical. Snitch Snarl is the guy he brought in as a killer, strength 4, strength 5 on the Blitz. He really liked this piece, so he got him. I still stunned that he got the Saviour, because there's a lot of people who picked before him, and he wanted that guy. And I said, look, there's no way that guy's going to still be on the draft board when it comes to you. And it was, and that was the quickest thing I ever did. Right, the Saviour's coming in. He wants a Saviour. He was so happy to get the Saviour. He's got, the thing what I like about this team is, it's got players who can win a game by themselves.
Yeah, there's some real star players.
That's what I like about this team.
Yeah, I think Hantavirus, when you've got movement 10 chaps sort of floating around, like, you can be scored against, but you can turn it around straight away. Like with that movement 10, you are forcing people to set up in a particular way to stop, to try and stop a one turn. And you're dictating how people set up at that point.
Yeah. Hand's always done well. Obviously, he famously double won JFR in the final against VPRV, what cost him any chance of winning it. Was a shame because apart from that, he's been pretty solid for the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves then sacked him and kicked him off. I think they got something like $100,000 for him. Big transfer to Booberman. He had an absolute shocker for Booberman, who then left Clan. He was then back on the market, and the Timberwolves paid money to go up in the draft to get him back, I think, if I remember correctly. Oh, was Hunter Iverson in the... Was it not... I'm sure it was the Timberwolves he messed up in. But either way, he came back to the Timberwolves and has done well ever since. Like I say, I think we've seen better Timberwolves teams in the past, strength-wise anyway. But this team has got pieces what can win them games. The Saviour, to me, is just a great guy. The only thing he's missing is sure hands. I mean, strength 6, agility 4. Maybe nah. I mean, come on. He's going to be hard to stop by himself.
I guess you're going to need the Terminator to take the ball off that guy.
Well, yeah. I mean, you red dice him regardless, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then obviously Icky Storm's a nice one because he's got frenzy as well. So he's got horns. So his strength 4 on the Blitz. What's nice. I like this team. I like this team. I'm interested to see how it goes. The Timberwolves are usually thereabouts. They've got a very good record in Blitz. They usually make the playoffs as well. So yeah, I'd expect them to be there or thereabouts for definite. Right then, I shall wear Midnight. I felt sorry for them last season. They was undefeated going into the last game, and they needed to win it. And the only team what stepped in their way was Monte Cristo Hot Dicers. And the Monte Cristo Hot Dicers, sadly for him, beat them 3-1 or something. It was the only defeat he had, but unfortunately, he lost out. And I felt good for him because he'd played amazing all season, and unfortunately the Dicers just got it done on the day. But again, he's now in this player pool. I'm really interested to see how he does. He's a really good coach, and he obviously loves the passion with Blitz, and he's going to be helping me make Blitz TV really, really cool. And obviously, Dragon, we've sort of been talking about getting ideas, haven't we? Me, you, and
Mm-hmm.
on Tony. We're not going to say what he's got planned, but last time me and Tony did something, it ended up with someone with a horse's head stuck on him.
I remember that stream.
Max Stallion. Yeah.
That was a
guy.
great stream.
He was a great one. He was great. I loved him. He'll be coming back, Max Stallion, just for the Max Stallion fanboys. That was great. That was. If you hadn't seen it, I don't know if you still got it, but it was great.
It was so good.
It was. I don't know how I can explain it to Jock. Can anyone explain how that was? Basically, it was like we sort of had a cameraman, and it was getting streamed from Tony's place, but we had also the cameraman looking at Max Stallion, who was not in that room, he was in another room, and there's drawing balls out, and Max Stallion was giving some sort of like expertise because he's analysis because he was our proper guy, and obviously you saw this horse talking. You could just basically this horse's head with the headphones set on, just talking and giving some amazing sort of knowledge. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It was interesting. V-Power says loves that he brought Count Luther back. Yeah, he has. Dragoon, in for Max Stallion. What do you think of this team?
Well, so first off, he has one runner and no APO. If that runner gets smashed, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. But other than that, well, strength 5, strength 5, strength 5, strength 4, strength 5, strength 5, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guard. Do you know when I said about you don't want to go down the middle against the Timberwolves?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to go down the middle against the Midnights this season, I feel.
Fair enough.
There's just too much strength.
Yeah, so this is another team that I've had the pleasure of having a pre-season with, and without any strength up stats, on his drive, he just put those 4 big mummies right across the front in a sort of nice scattered line, and there was literally nothing I could do. He would literally step forward, a sort of turn it a go kind of thing, and there was nothing I could do to stop his drive coming at me. I ended up losing 2-1, and that was probably because I misplayed. I managed to jump on his ball in the backfield after scoring in the second half, but he just picked it up and ran away again, and there was nothing I could do about it. I think I kind of described it earlier on Discord as this team is like an anaconda that's just going to sort of constrict across the field and just close the pitch down. And I was sat there playing them thinking, well, where do I go? What do I do? Because like I can't get round these guys, and with 5 strength and I've got nothing in my locker, so I felt I was really overwhelmed. And I think that said, though, there are other teams that have got tools that could unpick him. A bit of Juggernaut. Edge 5 War Dancers or whatever the case may be. I think this team is solid, and Tony's a fantastic coach, but I'm not convinced that against the big dogs he can get it done with this team. It's too slow, and as you kind of pick up, they're struggling for the ball carrier, but he's going to be one of those annoying grindy guys to play against. It's just going to be a grind the whole way through, and you're going to need a break on him, against him to sort of pick up the win. So he's going to be rock solid. I just don't know if, and obviously it sounds like with his record last season, he knows what he's doing in Blitz, but I'm just not convinced that it's a winning team. Maybe I'm too inexperienced to be casting such doubt on a coach like Tony, but I wouldn't pick this team.
No, okay. What do I think? Well, to be honest, I'm pretty green with Jock, if I'm being brutally honest. You don't go down the middle of this team. Very few teams will be able to go down the middle of this team. Drago made a good point about where's the ball. It's a bit like Shaky Dog. Where's your runners? You've got a Ghoul what doesn't regen, and he's only strength 3, and he's all right. He's not bad. He's not terrible, but there's plenty of ball sackers and killers out there what could take that out, no problem. I love Terminator. That's an amazing name on the Undead White. But where on earth is the rest of his ball carriers? He's got one, and it's not. Do you know what I mean? It can't regen. So and it's AV7, and it's strength 3. I'm just a bit worried about that. Obviously, strength-wise is fine. He's got a lot of strength. If regen's going to be big, if regen works more times than not, it's going to be great. If it doesn't, it could start losing a few players pretty quickly. There's a lot of claw in this division as well, so that's obviously a major problem. Tony's a very good coach. I agree. I basically agree. I feel like I'm agreeing with what Jock said. It's a good team, but I'm not getting the vibes that this is going to be at the top 2. I think it might be able to fight for a wild card maybe, but I don't know. I think it's one of those teams that's going to ground itself some weeks, and some weeks it just ain't going to get it done. And if it was to lose that goal early doors, then you're looking at maybe Norwich Silverback, the werewolf, to maybe carry the ball, but he's more like their Roman enforcer. There was better wolves on the market, what would have certainly would have improved the chances of this team, but I know that Tony's not a big fan of them. Yeah, it's a funny one because, like I say, it's got a great coach. It's got. I would love this team. I don't think. I'd be slightly. The only thing I would have changed was I would have wanted 2 wolves, 2 much better wolves, and a better ball carrier. So I think may be able to last a bit longer, maybe. But I don't know. So he's got a necromancer. So isn't that an Apo, the necromancer?
So if you kill an enemy player, you can raise it as a zombie.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what the necromancer.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. So yeah, it's an interesting one. There's not that much claw at all this season. 1 point. It's mostly all on Shaker's team. I don't know. I've seen quite a bit of claw. So yeah, interesting. Right, the final team, Buttown Brawlers. Right there, NTB. Let's have a look. The Buttown Brawlers got to the final, but haven't won it. But NTB has won MML Blitz before, so the GM/coach is a former champion, and he paid to get an expansion pick to go and get this guy out the Tombs Z to the T. What is a movement 9, strength 5, agility 4 war dancer, who did really, really well for the Brawlers until he got killed. Will lightning strike twice. Chillwind, yeah, he did all. I mean, they did all right last season. Buttown, there wasn't spectacular. I think there was missing Z to the T. Well, he's back this season, so that's going to be a massive plus. We've got Hercules there, strength 5, AV9, nice juicy blitzer. And Joker the 4th, the Troll Slayer. I like him. He's a proper dwarf, that guy. Nice Troll Slayer. Does what he says, basically. He's not bad. The Wailing Dervish. He seems to do quite well, the youth team things. He's had one bad runner, but he's had 2 really good, ironically, 2 really good Bull Elf catches. It's got a lot of bench. My gut reaction is there's a lot relying on Z to the T here.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think he's looking at Z to the T and maybe 1 or 2 others to get the job done.
Yeah.
And they're just going to have giant bullseyes on their back. And the question is can he carry them for a regular season, 7 matches without actually dying an ignominious second death? Yeah. And I think if that happens, obviously great coach, but then how do you get it done with,
yeah. And the problem
a
is
bunch
as well,
of rookie linemen?
The problem is these war dancers are going to have to go and get the ball. So they're going to put themselves in danger. I mean, I presume Z to the T, he'll be the ball carrier. So that's great. And obviously Chillwind will be the guy I would imagine will go in for the ball. And this is what's so funny about the Saviour. Z to the T would be Red Dyson. Even though he's strength 5, he's Red Dyson fucking the Saviour, because Saviour's strength 6. Well, I just found that amusing. I don't know why, just do. But yeah, I'd be joking 4th. Love the troll. I'm a dwarf. I love dwarfs, and that's a solid pick. Like the catchers are nice. It's a decent team, but then I look and go, whoa, 2,680 for this team. That's a lot of TV from what I'm seeing. You know.
He has a big bench. Like...
that's good. That's good because he's gonna need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then a lot of his TV is like you look at that lineup and it's ground into what 1, 2, 3, 4 level 7s. That's where the TV's thinking. And that's only 4 guys. It doesn't take much to lose 1 or 2 of them. And then how much trouble are you in? Although that said, if you lose one of your big guys like that, maybe not Z to T, but maybe someone else, then do you sort of lose the bloat and get back to sort of inducement levels where are kind of parity? And can you live with it? But I mean, he's definitely got a lot of ammunition to sort of feed the claw palm that's running about with those rookie linemen, which has got to be a sensible thing.
Yeah, Chase has just said there's 410k in rookies. So
yeah,
I mean, I liked him having the bench. I get that. I think a lot of this is based around the War Dancer. Like I say, Heckley's a nice piece. He's good and stuff. I presume he's got a niggle.
He does have a nickel.
Where there's a lot of killers, that's going to be like catnip. So he might not last. I don't know. I think when I look at this team, to me it all revolves around Z to the T. Because without him, and we can say this about a lot of teams, I get that, but I always think if you take the best player out of the team, how well can they do without him? And I don't know if they'll do that well without him. There's nothing wrong with Chillwind, he's good. But I don't know. I just... I mean, they got the guard. I mean, they got 5 guards. So I don't know. It's just a gut feeling for me. I don't know.
Is this going to be a counter-punching team, though, really, when you think about it? He's not looking to go head-to-head with a Sluggers in the league.
He's not.
He's definitely thinking, I'm going to pick up the odd blitz here and there.
Yeah.
I'm going to be diving in before cages get formed. A movement 9, strength 5 War Dancer. If that cage doesn't get formed pretty quick, and someone isn't burning that reroll to pick up the ball if they've not got sure hands, he's in,
And
he's not mucking about.
I think...
Go on.
I think it plays to NTB's big strength. Like if you've watched NTB play, and I think they said it in the pro precap a week ago. He has a set 2-turn, touchdown. But he does a lot. But then his defense is pretty good, and it's. I think he's built the team to play around that. Right. What isn't I think that it's the only explanation I have on why he has a massive bench, so he can put the players for the 2 turns or the 1 turns on the bench so they don't get killed. I don't know. I think it's well built for him. I wouldn't be overly happy with the team because of everything that we've said, but I think it's just well built to the coach. What you just have to look at.
I mean, ATB makes a really good point that there's 5 leapers in this team. 3 of them are strength. 3 of them are strength 2, but I think it's to leap over and make screens and stuff like that. So obviously, as long as he can hit his 3 pluses. Or 2 pluses if it's well in Dervish, then it's a really it's hard for me to get a true angle on this. I don't have a problem with all these lanos because obviously it can't. I don't have an issue. He's going to be using them on the LOS. He's going to be using them just to screen off his best players. So he wants to get into a position where he's just throwing the crap pieces on the LOS and these other things and to screen off, get hit. And while he's got all them, that means his better players can get protected. So I totally like that. I don't have a problem with that. I don't know. I want to turn around and say this team's going to make the playoffs. But there's something saying to me, really will they? Well, what if that happens? Because Blitz is such a Blitz is so hard. You could play your first game and lose 3 of your players. Or it could be like the winners last season. They went through the full season and they had 16 players, I think, all season.
They didn't get a single major injury throughout the entire season.
It's such a, if you can turn around to me now and say Z to the T, he's going to have a great season. Chillwind and the coach is going to play a solid game as he always do. Then I will quite happily turn around and say this team could win the championship. But we can't see into the future, and that's the issue. Now, I know this play pool, and I know the way some of these coaches think, and they will be hunted. They will be thinking, right, we've got to get to the better players. Obviously, NTB will be putting the lesser players in front to say, well, actually, you've got to get through these first. This team really does intrigue me, because I can't get a read on it, because the War Dancers alone could carry this team to victory with the catchers. I think this is like I think someone said, I think even MTB might have said, this is definitely built around the Elves. If the Elves can survive and do well and he doesn't go into this unfortunate double one syndrome and stuff like that, then they've got a chance. They really have a chance. Mm-hmm. I can't really get a read, and 26-8 is a lot of TV for what they are. So teams like Shaky Dog will be like, oh, well, actually, I can get this and get this. I can counter with this, maybe. I could get a few DPs, Yeah, I don't know. Anyone else want to say anything before we go to the predictions?
No, I think you covered it there.
Yeah.
No, I think that's.
I have to say, I do cover his War Dancers as a Elf coalition.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I had to be very restrained, but I was happy to take his money off him and let him have that first expansion pick.
Yeah, I knew straight away what he was going for when he was getting there Z to the T. Yeah, I like to say the reason why I probably fancy this team is because I'm out unless my memory is playing tricks on me. When they got to the final, I think the main reason they got to the final was because there was a really good synergy between Z to the T and Chillwind, and the coach knew how to use them, and they did really, really well. And then obviously he lost Z to the T, and then last season it wasn't as a higher standard Bhutan Brawlers as we're used to seeing. Now with Z to the T back in the team, and obviously this team built around the Wood Elves, obviously, NTB is praying that that's going to bring them back to the final, and then hopefully go one step further and winning it. I certainly won't put anyone off this team. I think it's a good team, but what happens if Z to the T ends up in the ground? I don't know, but we'll see. Right then, so here's now teams. Obviously, also so don't forget the Grundy, as we call now, the Grundy Bellboys. Don't forget that team as well. So now we come to the ball prediction, and now we come to all of the ball prediction, and then we come to who we think will make the playoffs. So, Dragoon, you know what all the ball predictions are about. So I'm going to start with your ball prediction. I expect something bold. The reason I let go first is that me and you can just think of one, Jock.
Demonsville Chanters will go undefeated the entire season.
Is Shaky Dog still there? Okay, that's your ball prediction. Well, when you say undefeated, undefeated. Yeah.
Undefeated. He might draw a couple, but he won't lose.
Okay. Fair enough. Jock, can you think of a ball prediction?
To be fair, that's not that wild, because that's exactly who I was looking at. I was looking at the Chancers and thinking, I think Shaky Dog could be doing the back-to-back MML Pro and Blitz with this team.
Yeah, I can give you that. That's a bit. He's saying they're gonna win it, so fair enough then, I guess. Oh right, okay.
Is that wild enough for you?
It's all right. It's warm.
Although that said, we haven't really got into the realms of Momo, and I've played his team a couple of times, and goodness me, you're going to have to put your Kevlar vest on to survive a meeting with Momo.
See, I had a ball prediction, but I think Nick Ginger let it down.
Say it anyway!
So it's more like wild cockamamie than a prediction.
But sorry, Nick. I'm just being honest. I'm going to go with it, and he's going to hate me for it, and he's a good friend of mine. But, bold predictions, right? My bold prediction is I Shall Wear Midnight will not win a game this season.
Ooh, that's bold.
Ooh.
That's massive.
That's a bold prediction.
That's wild. I just having played him and knowing that Tony is the coach that he is. Man, I'd take that bet.
Well, yes, that's the whole point. Do I believe it? But I tell you what, if he doesn't do it, I'll look good. If he doesn't, people just think I'm senile as usual. No problem there. So that's my bold prediction. Nick, do not let me down. And if he does let me down, I'm going to blame Jock for mentally destroying him early in the show.
I can withstand a little light ribbon from the newest coach on the scene. Surely he just dismisses my commentary as balderdash.
Right, so with all that out of the way, we're going to say the top three, because obviously it's the top two. I'll stress now, it's the top two won't make the playoffs, but the best two third place finishers out the three divisions also make the playoffs. But we've got to just pick the top three. So I'll twist this up a bit. I'm going to go to Jock first. Who do you think will finish third in this player pool?
Ooh, third. I wasn't necessarily sort of predicting an order, but let's go for it. I think the 7-6s. I think the hot tubber coach I am DeMarco is going to sit there playing Blood Bowl from the comfort of his own hot tub with a margarita on the side with two lovely Hellenic beauties as he crushes the opposition into third place.
And I'd like to hope they're wearing kilts as well.
Wow, you would certainly know what was underneath them, because in a hot tub the kilt would float up, surely.
So you're going for third for them, okay. I hate these because I'm struggling now. Third place we're going. Who do you think's going to come third?
Hamlet Renegades.
Oh, you're such a snob, aren't you? It's such a swap. No, this. Oh, I don't know. It's just like Hamlet Renegades. It's so easy, Ben. I don't know why it takes you half an hour
Come on, Bernie.
Now it's time for an ad break. Oh no. Right. Okay. Shit. Well, they're gonna come.
10 hours later.
I know, it's so hard! It's so hard! I was really proud I had my pro
This is a tough pool. I look at this and think, wow, there's a lot of competition there. I wouldn't like to be in this side of the draw.
Alright, okay. I have made my decision. Third place, Dragon Owl Poachers. They always seem to make the playoffs. I'm gonna go with that. They're gonna become third. Jacques, second place, please.
I think this is an interesting one. I think I've kind of tipped Shaky Dog to win, but I think he'll come in second in the regular season.
I like it. He's going to take it nice and easy and go boom when he makes the playoffs. Like it. Mr. Swat Boy Dragoon, who's in second?
I don't know. I was on the same mindset of Jock, but I'm now second guessing myself.
That's the same with your confidence in Jock, then obviously.
I was going to say, are you calling my ability to call this into question? I mean, yes, granted, I'm new on the scene, so there should be some doubt. But good God, man.
No, I'm gonna go with Buttetown Brawlers second.
Buttetown Brawlers. Right. Okay.
Is someone writing this down?
No, we bollocks. We'll save the video, and that'll all what matters. See, the thing what's putting me off the chances is the ball carrier.
I think he's just gonna get rid of the other side.
He's gonna do a dwarf again.
What? Dwarf again has always had good ball carriers. Oh god. Second place will go to. Hang on, I just have to check the team. to make sure it's right. I was going to say the 7-6s, but I just want to check something. I think there's something I didn't like about this team. What did I not like about this team, apart from the peasant with Mighty Blow?
It was him. You focused on Joe Dalton a lot.
You literally focused on Joe Dalton.
Nah, but where's the ball carrier? Where is the ball carrier? The Iceman, Human Catcher. Where's his ball carrier? He ain't got... What is it with this division? Do you not like ball carriers all of a sudden? Alright, scrap that. Oh, crap. That's really put me in the fucking shit. They were supposed to say, I can't pick them now. Alright, I'm going to go with Demonsville chances. They take the second place. They haven't got a ball carrier either, but I just think with the inducements they'll get and the killers he's got, I think Shake is playing really, really top level, and he's obviously the MML champion as well. I'm going to go with him second. So who's going to win the pool then? Jacques?
Oh. I mean, whoever I call here, I will have left some big names out of my top three.
Hasher Howlers? Is that what you're picking?
Yeah. I mean, in Fair Play Award, maybe? No, I'm joking. I would probably plump for Dragon Isle Poachers. I haven't played them. Nice. They're a well put together team. I got some proper lucky dice and elfed my way past them. Yeah. But I think he's got some monsters there that can really enforce on the pitch.
Fair point, yeah. I certainly... He does have a good record, and he usually does finish top of his play pool. So, that is pretty good. So
there you are. Without any historical knowledge, I've kind of picked the typical
So basically,
winner.
If he doesn't finish top this season, you're a curse, basically.
Yeah, I'm the curse.
Yeah. Okay, Dragoon, what is going to win it? I've got a feeling we might be... Oh, no, we might not have enough. Who did you say was going to be third?
I said Hamlet Renegades third. Butte Town Brawlers second. Demonsville Chances first.
Well, we knew that was coming. I mean, Shake is like, well, it's always going to be that, isn't it?
It's always going to... It's just... I like the team. And I like Shaky. So... He's going to win it.
First place, easiest one for me is Hamlet Renegades. Although I think 29-40 is really, really high. He's got the ball handlers, he's got the skills, he's got the killers, I don't really see, apart from the TV value, and there's... I think he just covers most bases. I think this is a really tricky poll.
Yeah, to be fair, that was the one I was sitting there thinking, have I really left V-Power out?
Yeah, I wanted to go Shaky, but he doesn't have a ball carrier. I definitely was sweet on the sixes, but then I'm thinking, who's carrying the ball? I mean, I know he's got his maybe he's going to give it to his longbow. Maybe it was him. Maybe I missed him. I don't know. Maybe he's not even. I bet
but you don't have a war dancer on a team that carry the ball down the park, do you?
Not usually, but he is built to do both, I guess. I don't know. Well, I'm not going to change. If I change it now and he doesn't go anywhere, I'll go bonkers. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Renegades. VPOW knows how it gets done, and teams with really high TVs get it done usually. I really wanted the Brawlers. I don't know. I just think if I tip him, the War Dancer's going to die, and I'm going to go, told you, Bernie. Told you, you should have gone for him because he died. And, and then the problem with the War Dancers is they're going to have to go and get the ball sometime. And then even if they get the ball loose, they then puts themselves in danger, and there's a lot of killers, and people will foul them War Dancers. But yeah, NTB said anyone can win this play pool. It's a really tricky play pool. I really want to go...
Even Nick.
The Timberwolves are light, but Bears will go to grump if I pick them. Now he's probably going to go to grump because I didn't pick them. I can't believe they win with the Timberwolves. Obviously, Tony's got a great chance. Obviously, I did him as my ball prediction because that's what a ball prediction is. But he's going to have a chance. I just think the goal. I think what I'm trying to say. A lot of these teams have got one okay ball carrier, no really ball carrier, and that's I'm really excited to see how coaches and teams play that, you know, and then obviously Hasher Howell as well. They go, I've got Money in the Bank as a ball carrier, and I've obviously got Go Back Mile as a ball carrier. No problem for me. So, you know, at least Nick's got them ball carriers, you know. But a lot of these teams haven't. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be good. Nick Gin says, "I'm in it for the fun, lads. Learn all the time." You are. I mean, you've come on leaps and bounds.
Oh yeah.
And obviously I'll be cheering for you. You're a great guy. I love you to bits, and I'm sure you know you could easily get a win out of this play pool. I know you probably think you're not, but you know you're getting better and better at this. And like I said, all these teams are well built. Every team's got a weakness. And we know in Blitz you have a bad game when you lose 2 or 3 players, as we know.
I mean, if I can redeem myself, I mean, I'm just looking at Nick's team here for a second, and it's durable.
Yeah, it's durable. It is durable.
It's not stellar. It's durable, and I think, you know, all it takes is 1 or 2 of those teams that have got some star players, but not necessarily got strength and depth in the sense that if they lose 1 or 2 big pieces.
Yeah.
And then actually, you know, a team like Nick's is coming in and sort of saying thanks very much whoever took out your star player from the previous week.
Yeah.
In a way, because I think that's the difference with Nick's team is that like it's solid throughout. Yeah. You know, he's losing a player, but it's not going to be the end of the world necessarily.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Well, that's us done then. We've done it in time before the MML Pro play pool recap gets done. I think London's doing that, so obviously pop onto there and go and see how he tells us all that Amazons are going to get relegated.
Not this season. We're going to hit playoffs this season.
I think basically he needs to get Shaky Dog on there with him, and Shaky Dog can say, "Oh yeah, them Dragoon Amazons, they're going to win it all." That's what he needs to go and do. Just Shaky. He needs to go. Oh yeah, they're going to go 7-0-0, man. No problem. No, yeah, easy, no problem. Dragoon said all the rest of the teams are rubbish in that play pool, so yeah, he told me.
Well,
yeah.
I have to face dwarfs, so.
Oh, good luck with that. Thanks for everybody who came and obviously, you know, kept us company with their feedback and all that sort of stuff. We will get the other 2 play pools done, possibly Friday or the weekend, because unfortunately I'm on late shifts at least next day or 2. If I can't do it Friday, I'll get them done over the weekend. So we'll get the other 2 done as well, Weld and obviously the American one as well. So thanks to Jock obviously coming on there. Thanks very much, and obviously thanks for Dragoon as well as always. It's been a lot of fun, guys. We've talked about a lot of good stuff. And let's just all hope that at the end of the season, the Philadelphia 76ers win it all, and then we can all go to Greece and go and party in his hot tub. And you know what? I'll even wear a kilt. That's it from us, guys.
but please wear some underwear.
and that's what we're going to leave on. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Have a great season, and see you next time on the non-controversial MML Blitz. Take care. Bye-bye.